welcome to GamesHUB, a crypto talk show with our investors, partners, and remarkable personalities. I'm Constantin Kogan, co-founder of GameSpad, and we're excited to welcome our special guest today, Shruti, the founder of Crypto Female India, the senior manager at Global Business Development and Partnership with Bitrue, and Krystelle Galano, founder of Crypto Female Philippines, head of marketing at Starzz. Hi, girls. It's my honor to join so that you join us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Shruti, Krystelle, I mean, we're gonna go straight to the point, right? How did your previous backgrounds led you to, how your involvement in crypto and blockchain industry? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Krystelle, you'd like to go first?
All right, sure. So, in previous background, I believe that I am in the e-commerce before, but also focused on the marketing side. When there's a person that asked me to be a marketing advisor of this crypto project before, which is I think way back 2014, and then it started from there. I learned a lot of things when I become part of some various projects from the ICO era, although experience a good and bad experience by that time. But yeah, currently right now I'm really loving everything right now. The involvement of the blockchain in the Philippines, it's not just for me before that they know. When it comes to cryptocurrency, all of what's in their head is just a scam or something investment. But right now it's a really great thing that a lot of people here already adopt the currencies and blockchain also. So it's very interesting and intriguing that people knows a lot of about these things. And I've become a marketing advisor, a PR manager, and then it went well, really well, and applied all of the experience that I have before. So
Perfect. Shruti?
So, well, I'm a chartered accountant, like a pure finance person. I was working on a full-time job with a leading Big Four. And of course, my job was from 9 to probably 10 at night, more than 12, 13 hours I was working a day. And I decided to resign that job, and I wanted something more from the comfort that you really can work remotely. And that's where I came across the Web3 space and the crypto industry. Obviously, professionalism was there. I had an acumen for understanding finance and numbers. Analytics was good, and I was able to pick up the BD role really fast. So, took an opportunity to explore the Web3 space. Everybody's learning every day new. So there was really nothing that I was missing out or losing out in terms of skill or talent. And it was very interesting because it's a highly dynamic industry, something which is really evolving and everybody's getting involved, especially the new generation. That's how I landed my role as a full-time business development manager with the Bitrue exchange. And once I had hands on the job, I started traveling for a lot of conferences and met people, and that's how I reached Crypto Female.
Congrats to both of you.
Well, viewers zapped into a minute of my career journey here.
No, it's perfect. I think that's the brevity is the sister of wit, as they say, right? So the beauty of what we're having right now in this adoption, that we have blockchain technologies penetrating like different industries, right? So before it used to see like only in fintech, we used to see like as a storage data point, like just like creating new values as cryptos, but now we see it everywhere: insurance, healthcare, like any basically we have in any industry, we have examples of how blockchain as a technology can be implemented. But since you're spearheading particularly two very dynamic regions, India and Philippines, so maybe you can briefly share with us, in your regions, right, what are the biggest and the most like massive adoption that you see? What are the sectors? You want to start with Krystelle?
Oh yeah, sure, Krystelle, go ahead.
Okay, so I think as we look into the various use cases for blockchain, ranging from healthcare, insurance to voting, welfare benefits, I think it's important to note that the pace of a blockchain adoption varies by industry and region. So while some sectors are advancing rapidly in implementing blockchain solutions, others may face regulatory, so technological, cultural barriers. I think for me, the biggest driver for blockchain's massive adoption will likely continue to be a combination of these factors. So if you are asked for the factor, that probably I'll pick for the education and awareness. For me, as we here in the Philippines, we collectively gain a deeper understanding of blockchain's capabilities. Its potential to revolutionize industries becomes more apparent. So for me, having an education and awareness, it's a crucial drivers of adoption, along with the tangible benefits it offers to specific use cases within each industry. So as we continue to explore and harness the power of blockchain, I think we're witnessing a fundamental shift in how industry operate with renew emphasize on security, transparency, and efficiencies, especially that we experienced before in the pandemic. So it was really an exciting journey, and I'm honored to be part of it.
Brilliant. Shruti?
So just correct me. I think you are more looking for about how the initiatives have been taken in India for the rise of blockchain in everyday life.
That's,
That
yes,
your
one of those. Look at it like.
Okay. Yeah, so as we know that India is widely adopting to the blockchain technology. We can see that there are a lot of major projects which kind of have routed or rooted inside India. So of course the rise is definitely attributable to several factors and initiatives. So one of the main initiative, or I think, which is really attributing towards the blockchain technology adoption, is my country's actively promoting digital payments. So currently in India, you go to any shop, be it as small as just like a cart on the roadside or a big mall or something, everybody is accepting unified payment interface, which is basically like, we are not using any more cash. We are making all digital payments. So this India's digital, India payment campaign, you can say, have been creating a very conducive environment for the acceptance of blockchain-based payment solutions. So that's where, people can appreciate that how transparent, how, entire system is so well placed. So one, of course, is the digital payment push, which is attributing to the widespread technology adoption. Second, what I feel is that India is also seeing an adoption of the blockchain, technology, especially in the supply chain management. And one of the major, sectors in my country is agriculture. So companies are developing platforms to track the production, distribution of agricultural products, thus ensuring a lot of transparency. There's a lot of traceability. So these are two major factors, I believe, which have been, contributing to a widespread adoption. Besides that, of course, like, Krystelle also said that, there are a lot of education programs running, a lot of companies are taking initiatives, and there's a lot of push being given to startups in terms of skill, in terms of financing them, in terms of getting the right platforms for incubation. So I
Right.
think, in summary, if I have to say, this entire combination of the factors promoting digital payments, encouraging fintech innovation, and, being very adaptive to this environment is helping for a widespread adoption of blockchain technology.
It's interesting. I actually remember when 2016, your government basically demonetized the higher bills, right? Which obviously pushed people to massively buy everything they can, gold, crypto, anything, right? So now the path is like continuing. Now, what I've seen, like, Philippines has been like, ranked as one of the top countries in crypto adoption. I mean, in India, we see for the past reports, there is more than 150 million people who are like actively either having like, tokens in their portfolio or like, already bought at least once, right? But in the ratio perspective, right, for such a, for countries, it's still a percentage is relatively small, right? So my question to you is then, if you think, what do you think is going to be the next driver? Can you provide us some insights of like specific factors, initiative you think is going to push and maybe double those numbers? You can start like Krystelle as traditionally.
Oh, okay. So I think, yeah, for me in both Philippines and India, the adoption of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology has been driven in several key factors. As I've said, here in the Philippines, we focus on having an awareness but before, just to have the current situation when pandemic came, there are a lot of people that doesn't have a job and discovered some remote jobs when they have also um, know that there is something like a blockchain companies that can able to put all of their skills and experience to that and have a like an earnings even if you're just at home. Everything is closed when the pandemic came. So um the use case of cryptocurrency, as also Shruti told earlier about the payments. With here it's already in the digital payment. We're already even in government. Also, we use e-government where we can process everything documentally, and basically it has a transparency and security as well. So second, for me, it's like I think a lack of access of traditional banking services, because the last time that as far as I remember, before I entered to have my own crypto wallet, there's a lot of banks that denying or didn't actually approve what I'm applying to have at least a savings account. And such a, like, for all of those banks, there's just one bank that accepted me and known about the digital payments and how it will be working. So it's offered the financial inclusion, to underserve the population here in the Philippines. So this has become a driving force for adoption in these countries. So furthermore, a thriving entrepreneurial spirit has led here in the Philippines growth of blockchain startups, also crypto-related businesses. Regulatory clarity has played in the vital role as countries also like here in the Philippines with supportive and clear regulation tend to see more crypto activities. Right now, we're actually like having a good um, um, talk with our government, and they're actually approving everything in a digital way, how we can adopt and also make everyone to understand the blockchain industry. So
Perfect. Shruti, what's the situation in India?
So, see, if I'm going to break down this question because you are talking about the biggest drivers so that there's a massive and overall adoption for the blockchain technology. So, I think, I'll break it up into two parts. After experiencing the blockchain technology by the handful of people, we have understood that there is more decentralization, there is more trust being created. The entire decision making is not in a few hands, it's more transparent. There is, of course, because of transparency, there is more traceability, there is more trust, there's more security. So given these factors together combined, people have been able to find an environment where there's more financial inclusion. There
Mhm.
is more interoperability between different networks and platforms, which is becoming very increasingly important and the requirement of the hour, because of which because of that interoperability function, it's able to facilitate a very seamless transfer of assets and data across various ecosystems. And once this is happening, there is more education, there's more awareness being spread. Now, once we have done this, people have realized that the end result has been that there is better integration. We have gone away with the requirement of a middleman. We don't really have to go back and check. So it's like a digital ledger, also, right? Which is recording every transaction, every action that is being taken, and how a particular transaction is moving from one hand to the other to the other. So and then finally, what are we achieving? We're also achieving a lot of globalization. We are able to, able to encourage more cross-border transactions, which is again in a very secure environment. Now, given a combination of all these factors, values that we are adding, we are transitioning from a very traditional way of working to a use case of technology in the best way. I think together And when we are able to meet the market demand, we are able to fulfill the requirements of people. We're able to bring in speed, security, transparencies, so all this combined, I think together are the driving forces for the massive adoption in my country. And not even in my country. I think this applies to any and every business industry which has shifted from traditional way of working to the Web3 space or the blockchain technology.
Got it. Thank you for this part. Obviously, there's more to unpack, right? But we want also to hear from our users, from the audience who are like listening right now to you. So I'll just go straight to their questions. We'll do a blitz. If you want to answer both of you, great. If not, then we'll do one person per question, right? And then we'll go fast. So Queen 23 times from Twitter is asking, how is crypto female contributing to the mainstream adoption of blockchain and crypto, particularly for women?
You can go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So crypto female, I think before we started with this chat show, we were doing a little informal talking. So what I mentioned was crypto females focus is also towards education and awareness. We recently just concluded a summer camp wherein we did not charge anything from the participants who were attending the summer school. So, from our side, we are trying to bring in more education awareness. We have onboarded a lot of partners who are willing to give the support. So we also have some VC partners, we have incubator partners, we have projects which are onboarded and working with us. So as a crypto female representative, I am just you can say an interface for letting a lot of people from who don't have equal opportunities or are not able to get the right resources to come reach out to us, and we shall be there to help you understand, help you get motivated. I think more than education, what is required is even the motivation. A lot of people feel that this is a new technology, they can get scammed. So my motive here is more to even educate people that this is very secure. You have the resources. It's just that in a little bit of learning, a little bit of effort from your side is going to help you greatly understand this new technology upgrade.
Perfect. Now a question for Krystelle. So Ashley Demerel from LinkedIn is asking, as a college student, what is the best way for me to get into the women Web3 space? I'm in Turkey.
I think when it comes to that, there's no kind of gender when you want to learn from something, it's an emergent technology. Blockchain is very open to everyone. There's somehow like an online like what we do in crypto female, we did that kind of summer camp where we educate people, not specifically in female, as also we're so called at crypto female, but we're open to any kind of gender. And even you're just a student, there's a lot of things that you need to learn if you're really interested, and you're really passionate to learn from new things on this technology. There would be easily for you to adopt anything. So that's what I suggest. Yeah.
And then you can direct message Krystelle and Shruti after the show.
Yeah. You can definitely do that. Even a lot of women in crypto female, you can definitely approach everyone. You can learn from things from each of us. Yeah.
Perfect. Moxie from YouTube is asking, what skills should women focus on to be part of the mainstream adoption and crypto ecosystem? In which fields it's harder to establish yourself as an authority?
So I think it's a very wrong understanding that you need to be hands-on on particular field, only then you can excel in Web3. Web3 has work for anyone and everyone from every skill set. For instance, if you're a designer or someone who's very innovative, you can explore the NFT designing space. People aggressively look for designers. So for that, you don't really need to know how to use a particular computer software. You can simply pen it down in your sketchbook and you can sell your designs. Like me, like I said, I'm a finance person, but I enjoy talking to people. So I explored the BD role, the business development role, where my role is just to go around people and tell them. And when I get stuck on a technical question, I forward those questions to the hands-on tech team. So in essence, if you need to have your authority, the only thing you need is confidence and know the job that you're doing. If you are a BD expert, it's really nice that you keep your knowledge updated. You build up your network. If you're a designer, then, you need to invest more time in, designing it. If you're more of a tech person, then of course, understand that how your technical skill set can help to innovate and bring in something new. So it's nothing that you have to have a definitely a particular degree. Whatever you do, you put in, be passionate about it, like Krystelle said. Be passionate about it, keep reading, stay updated, and use it in the right direction. Simple.
Yeah, just to share, I'm also an undergrad person. I'm in college, I never had the chance to get my diploma or certificate, but it's not like an excuse for me to learn from this. And I've been in the industry for almost a decade. I've been sharing all of this from my experience. It's not like you have to do the best in education like in schools, just to add for that thing. But from my experience, you just need to know, learn, and explore, explore new things. Even experts, as I think, they're still continue to learn about what technology will be and what diversity of our technology right now. But it doesn't stop you from what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And you need to surround yourself in around the people that having this knowledge, and you need to love your job. I think that's the best thing.
That's a perfect summary. So we'll go more to, there's a lot of questions about about the equality and other things, but I want to ask you also more like a data-driven question. There's a question from YouTube. How are analytics helping crypto female measure the mainstream impact of their initiatives? What is your main KPI? Shruti, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So I think our main KPI is that, of course, we are spreading across the globe. That is one, because, we're able to get on board more partners and we're able to have a better reach out. Second is about the ed. So one of our key values is education and awareness, which we are doing it by trying to educate the people. So if I am good at a particular skill or a particular subject, so I ensure that, I lecture out on that particular topic, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to imbibe my knowledge, the way I work, into somebody else who's looking for those kind of resources. So I think the two major KPIs that I want to focus right now is, of course, our global outreach and, the kind of partnership. So if you see, today's platform given to us by you guys has actually helped a lot of people understand and know, and also somewhere get a kind of a push that, yes, this is where we need to reach out to understand this particular aspect. And second is, of course, the kind of education awareness programs that we are doing.
Perfect. Now, Chick-fil-A from YouTube is asking, how can zero-knowledge proofs become a mainstream solution for enhancing women's privacy in the crypto space? I believe ZKs are very hot recently.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
I think the question is about zero-knowledge proofs. So, yeah, again, how can zero-knowledge proofs become the mainstream solution for enhancing women's privacy in crypto space? It might be related to the question that there are a lot of hacks recently, right? A lot of wallets can be compromised, and hackers are operating very, very meticulously, and zero-knowledge proofs, ZK rollups, they can improve the security. Shruti was talking about it a little bit, so maybe you have some opinion on that.
So actually, I'm not able to understand why zero-knowledge proofs being linked to women's security. That is why I paused to understand the question again. Because see, zero-knowledge proof have the potential to significantly enhance privacy and security in various domains. So, I mean, this combination of technology development, education, policy considerations together could be the steps to promote the mainstream adoption of ZKPs. I don't know if this is what the answer the user is looking for, but coming to talking about certain like hacks for security. So we see now, if you look originally, nobody was really focusing a lot on audit of smart contracts. It was a part, but was not a mandate. But I think
Yeah.
after the FTX incident and some more hacking incidents, actually not about the FTX, but more about the hacking incidents. So if you see the security, the audit has become more stringent and people are more particular in reviewing that. Me as an exchange BD, now we don't look that, what is the business commercial that we are closing with the project. We are more into the due diligence. We kind of look at the team who's behind it. What are their credentials? So, I mean, in terms of security, I think steps are being taken. You need to be more aware and, of course, cautious. You have to be. That could be also a case in traditional business as well. I think there are a lot of scams that happen in normal traditional businesses as well to do. So I don't know if I've understood the question correctly or not. But if she is trying to understand that how ZKPs can be attributing towards women's security, simple answer would be being, ensuring that the environment is very secure, taking measures to ensure the security, of course, education and awareness that you cannot let go.
Yeah, and we've seen this in Zcash and many other examples, Zero Coin, where the model is basically to not to trust, any peers which are centralized and still ensure anonymity, right? So there's multiple examples, as you mentioned, of this technology. So, and it doesn't have a gender, right? That's same as your wallet or your address. So
And I think feedback mechanism. I sometimes feel that certain people they end up getting into scams, but they're not willing to come and tell it publicly. I think if the feedback mechanism is very strong, it can bring in, a better environment. Yeah.
I think all of us experience that kind of scam, and there will be a lot of more still until now. So you just need to be vigilant. You need to learn. You need to have like what they always say. You need to do research. Always be vigilant to when it comes to security of your wallet, especially.
100%. And there's a question on Twitter, a practical question that are there any dApps that Crypto Female is endorsing to make blockchain more mainstream among women?
Not really. I don't think so, to my knowledge.
No, because we're focusing on mentoring, focus on educating a lot of people, not just a specific, like what we said, it's not specifically for all women or female only. Crypto Female is a focus on all genders that we can also share insights, truly inclusive, diverse technology. We're open to anything, but not specific that I know. As far as I remember, we're not focused but I think we're open to do that for in the future, I think. But for now, we're focusing on building a community or a lot of more to be involved with our mission here, the Crypto Female. We want to, we have a Crypto Female in Germany. We have also in Istanbul. We have a lot of, we need that expansion first and to educate them more and to deeply understand what will be the mission of for Crypto Female.
I know there might be another provocative question, it might be another, but like, and since it's already like a lot of questions are very similar, so like I think we have to at least answer one of the last ones. So, question from YouTube: both of you involved in global business development. Does being a woman cause hardships in crypto BD, or instead do you have a leverage?
You want us to answer honestly? Or you want me to window dress it for the sake of being on a public forum? So I think there is a slight leverage. There is definitely a slight leverage to be a woman. Maybe because the way we present, I think we are a little less aggressive compared to men. Though, of course, I can be quite ferocious on my BD calls at times. But I think because the women are less, so somewhere someone just blindly gave me a feedback that the very fact that you're here at a conference to be a speaker at a panel discussion just shows a lot of confidence in you. So it'd be really nice to have an informal chat with you. So somewhere I felt that because right now women are little less, you end up making a better impact and people are able to recall you because there are less of women. I think, and this bridges, of course, it's shortening down. So I think the men folk are also doing a fairly good job, and I don't think so. There is a lot of leverage, but yeah, slightly, I think there is.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree that it's a very different energy, right? So therefore, like, yeah, it actually balances like things out, right? Especially in the team when you have different energies, it's very important to like same as in partnership and in your personal life, right? Is that therefore there's a creative thing like that. I would love to ask you more and more. I would love to for people to ask you more questions too, right? But I want to just remind people that like soon, both Shruti and Krystelle, they will be first in token to 2049, right? In Singapore, which is happening next week, literally. So if you're going to be there, come see them, direct message them. They're very good in Twitter, LinkedIn. Where do you where else do you prefer to contact people? Telegram?
Telegram, Instagram, LinkedIn, you
I
name it,
think,
we are
yeah,
there.
more in LinkedIn and
Everywhere.
Twitter.
So basically
Everywhere.
everywhere. Yes, anywhere you would prefer. And then there will be a blockchain week in Philippines, right? In end of September, September 28th and 29th. But I guess it will be there's a lot of side events during the week, correct?
There's two. There's a Philippine Blockchain Week that will happen on 18, 19, and it's a week. And also there's a they call Spice Philippines from the one that Adventus International did, and it will happen on September 28 and 29. So
All right. So again, if you're there, if you're in this region, or you're listening to it now, or you're going to listen to it in the recording, please reach out to them. As you can tell, very friendly, maybe sometimes ferocious on the calls, but in person, I'm sure very lovely. So, um, thank you for your time. Thank you for what you're doing. We really respect the education, and we respect your approach to be accepting, to be caring about this cause, and we do believe, same as you, that it will actually change the world to be more trustworthy, to be more secure and faster, better in many ways. So really appreciate what you're doing, and hopefully we'll collaborate more.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And then to everyone who's listening, thank you everyone for joining GamesHUB today. And we're going to see you in 2 weeks at 4 p.m. UTC or 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and YouTube Live, Twitter Live, LinkedIn Live, all the lives possible, right? So, and hopefully we'll see girls live in person, or they're going to join us again. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.